In the bleak future of Warhammer 40k, where there is only war, the Adeptus Custodes rise as the supreme guardians of the Emperor. Since their creation, these warriors have been portrayed as the elite of humanity, created through genetic craftsmanship. Each custode is one of a kind and unrepeatable, but at the same time, it is difficult to create and find a candidate capable of resisting this procedure. With this introduction, we can start the video. For a while now, a small controversy has arisen, a very small controversy, which does not affect in any way the important future of Warhammer 40k or the possible consequences. But it is still a small controversy. It is about the Adepta Custodes or female custodes and their implementation in the law, or rather, the lack of will to implement them. So we will see how to justify the implementation of female custodes. I'll say 2 are mine and 2 are answers from ChatGPT and Bing Chat. Microsoft's. You'll get the idea. Over the 10,000 years the custodes have tried to regain the numbers they had before the Horus heresy and almost succeeded. However, after the opening of the Maledictus Scar, the invasion of Terra by Khorne's forces and subsequently the few casualties in the Indomitus Crusade, the custodes realized that they no longer had sufficient numbers for the crusade and to protect the Emperor at the same time. In addition, the new recruits sent by the noble houses of Terra were less and less compatible with conversion to custodes. So, by the divinity of the Emperor, whether by message, dreams or whatever, and just by experimentation, they tried to find out if it would work with the daughters of the same noble houses, and they turned out to be compatible. So they began recruiting them or taking them, since the recruitment age is in the first years of the individual's life, and with enough numbers, say thousands, we could say, the creation began. Now they just need to survive. Of the thousands that were recruited, only a handful or almost half a dozen made it to the end. In the background of Warhammer 40k, custodes are warriors created through advanced biotechnological processes, meaning that in theory the same technology used to create male custodes could be applied to create female custodes. As with Space Marines, if the Imperium possesses the technology to manipulate human biology to such a degree, there could also be methods to create female custodes without sacrificing power or abilities. In the dark and vast universe of the 41st millennium, where war is constant and hope is scarce, the Emperor of mankind decided it was time for a change. The Adeptus Custodes, their most loyal and powerful guardians, had always been male, handpicked and trained from their youth to protect the Emperor and his Imperium. However, the Emperor, in his infinite wisdom, knew that diversity was a strength, not a weakness. Deep within the Imperial Palace on Terra, a new secret project began to take shape. Magistra Biologis, a brilliant geneticist, was called upon to lead this initiative. Her mission, to create a new generation of custodes, one that included women. With access to the most advanced laboratories and technologies, Magistra Biologis worked tirelessly, combining the superior genetics of the custodes with the strength and determination of the women selected for this honor. After years of experimentation and rigorous training, the first female custodes emerged, ready to serve. They were as strong, fast and deadly as their male counterparts, but also brought new perspectives and strategies to the battlefield. Their arrival was not without controversy, but they soon proved their worth in combat, defending the Emperor and the Imperium with unwavering ferocity and loyalty. The inclusion of female custodes not only strengthened the Adeptus Custodes, but also sent a powerful message across the galaxy. In the never-ending fight against chaos and darkness, every son and daughter of humanity has a crucial role to play. Following the death of Horus, the near-death of the Emperor and his subsequent imprisonment within the Golden Throne, the custodes were greatly depleted and did not have enough warriors to rebuild the Imperium or continue the Emperor's dreams. They could only stay to protect him. As they continued to recover and strengthen their ranks, seeking candidates among the sons of the high nobles of Terra, they realized that not only were they suitable candidates, but also the daughters. However, they ignored this, as there were few of them and they doubted whether they would be strong enough to withstand the procedure. Following the events of the Age of Apostasi and seeing how the Emperor's brides, who later became the Adepta Sororitas, were able to make life difficult for the Space Marines, the custodes saw potential in them and decided to give the daughters of the nobles a chance. But, as they did not have permission from the Emperor, they did not do so until before the events of Abaddon's 13th Black Crusade. It was then that, through visions, text messages or Celestine herself, they received the signal that it was the opportunity or permission to try, as a disastrous event was approaching for the Empire and humanity would need the custodes as a guide. Thus, they began their recruitment and subsequent creation or improvement. The results were favorable. Out of 10,000 recruits, only 10 passed. I would say that is a good result. There were 100 ways to give a good presentation or justification in the law, but well, I don't hate the idea of implementing the Adepta Custodes, but the vague justification or the nonsense behind it, but it's done and we'll see what happens in the future. Just don't let it happen to the Space Marines. Well, except if it's Briskaya. Thanks and see you next time.